Vessels from around the world come to Vancouver to load or unload cargo. Some will dock close to downtown. Others will sail another 19 kilometers east to the head of Burrard Inlet. From the rich oil and gas fields of Alberta, powerful locomotives head west, hauling rail cars loaded with sulfur through the Fraser Canyon and down to Tidewater at Port Moody, the eastern limit of the Port of Vancouver. For more than 100 ships and 40,000 rail cars annually, their destination is Pacific Coast Terminals, the largest sulfur export terminal in the world. Here's the vital bridge between ship and shore, producer and carrier, between Western Canada's resource companies and their global markets. Sulfur is an abundant non-metallic element found in the Earth's crust, although most of the sulfur exported through PCT comes from processing natural gas and petroleum. It's used in products as diverse as manufacturing rubber, medicines, paints, and insecticides, and in processing metals and manufacturing paper. However, most of Western Canada's sulfur resource is shipped overseas for use in the production of fertilizers. Pacific Coast Terminals is a sulfur and bulk liquids exporting operation, one of the most sophisticated in the marine terminal industry. Through this state-of-the-art terminal moves some 4 million metric tons of dry bulk sulfur in a typical year. 4 high-tech systems form the integrated core of the terminal's sulfur operation. Efficiency begins with a fully automated rail car indexer and rotary dumper that unloads up to 30 rail cars an hour. Loaded cars are advanced into the enclosed dumper one at a time by an automated rail car positioner. Without uncoupling adjacent rail cars, the car is rotated and the sulfur slides out of the car into the receiving hoppers. Conveyors speed the sulfur to the terminal's custom-built stack rake. This highly efficient machine performs both storage and reclaims operations as it travels between stockpiles that have a combined capacity of 220,000 metric tons. In reclaim mode, the sulfur is fed to the high-tech quadrant ship loader. This impressive structure can pour 5,000 metric tons of sulfur an hour into the ship's hold. Contributing greatly to the terminal's flexibility and loading capacity is the bypass conveyor system. 3 sequential conveyors permit the transfer of sulfur directly from the rotary dumper to a ship at berth. A carrier can be loaded from the dumper and stack rake simultaneously, reducing turnaround time to an absolute minimum. With these 4 advanced sulfur handling systems, Pacific Coast Terminals offers producers and shippers the highest standards of operational efficiency, product integrity, cost-effective throughput, and on-site safety. Besides its sulfur operation, Pacific Coast Terminals handles close to 1 million metric tons of ethylene glycol in a typical year. This product is used in the manufacture of polyester fibers and food and beverage containers. Like sulfur, this bulk liquid arrives from Alberta by railcar and is stored in 6 storage tanks that can hold a total of 53,000 metric tons. The glycol is handled in a technically advanced fail-safe system that's controlled and monitored electronically to ensure maximum safety and productivity. From the storage tanks, the terminal's massive pumps load glycol to vessels that are destined to overseas customers at the rate of 1,000 metric tons per hour. Pacific Coast Terminals' dedication to product integrity is matched by their concern for safety in the workplace and responsibility to the environment. For example, throughout the handling process, a dust suppressant liquid is sprayed on the sulfur to prevent dust escaping. This formula does not compromise the integrity of the product in any way. The conveyors on the high-capacity ship loader have catchment trays that capture all spillage while loading vessels. In the unlikely event of a bulk liquid tank leaking, they're surrounded by concrete dikes that can contain 110% of the volume of a single tank. Settling ponds collect runoff from the entire site. This water is reused throughout the site for dust control and cleanup through an award-winning recycling system. Excess water is tested and treated before it's discharged. Complementing Pacific Coast Terminal's concern with environmental safety is their sensitivity to site aesthetics. In consultation with landscape architects and biologists, the company has planted over 2,000 trees, restored and maintained the natural estuarine environment, given new life to a once dead creek. Human skills, high-tech resources, product integrity, environmental responsibility. These are the cornerstones on which Pacific Coast Terminals has built Canada's Western Bridge between ship and shore.